Hey everybody, this is Joe and Jassy down here in Georgia. Got a little project that's planned for tonight out here in the garage. I have a 25cc 2-cycle string trimmer. Well, actually it's a string trimmer and an edger. Those are attachments that you can put onto it. But I can't get this bad boy to start. So tonight I'm going to remove the carburetor off it, give it a good clean, and see if we can get her rolling. So let's get busy, guys. There you go. This is the carburetor right here. Now, every combustion engine, whether it's a 2-cycle or 4-cycle, requires 3 things in order for it to run. 1 is compression. Number 2 is spark, and 3 is fuel. And the fuel consists of the actual gasoline and the air mixture. And the carburetor takes care of that, where you can make your adjustments and whatnot. But sometimes there's some debris that ends up in the gas tank or in the gas, and it will suck it into the carburetor, and it will clog it up, and you have to go in and tear it apart and clean it real good. So let's get busy. Okay, I had mentioned earlier that 2-cycle and 4-cycle. Well, in a 4-cycle engine, it's like your car or riding lawnmower where you have separate gas and separate oil. But with your 2-cycles, you have to buy the gas and oil and mix it together. And as the gas burns, it lubricates the engine. The first thing that you need to do when you're dealing with that is take off the gas cap for a second and let it relieve the pressure. I don't know if you heard that little pop when I opened that or not, but that was the air escaping. And I have 2 fuel lines here, a green one and a black one, and you have to remember which one's which. And it's green on top and black on the bottom. So I'll just remember green on top and black bottom, B for bottom, and pull your 2 fuel lines off. And then you want to open up the air filter assembly, and that's just a little foam air filter in there that you have to clean out a couple times throughout the summer. It's not really too bad. Just soap and water and let it air dry. Now it's always nice to have a little handy dandy tool kit with you like this, because there's several different sizes of screws and fasteners and whatnot. And this first one I'm going for is going to be for these 2. There we go. That's a weird hex-shaped bit. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Now when we take these off here, the whole entire carburetor will come off. But they're long screws, so I get them started with a screwdriver, and then I take the rest of them out by hand. It works a little faster that way. And there's your air filter assembly, and here's the inside of your carburetor. See, this lifts up, and there's a little throttle cable right there that you need to remove also. And there you have it, your carburetor. So what we need to do is we have to remove this panel right here, and on the back side of that panel is a diaphragm, and there's also some areas there that need to be cleaned out. And on this side, we have to remove this pump ball mechanism and get in there and clean that out also. So let's move this out of the way. Now that primer valve's filled with gas, so you'll see some gas come out of there. And there's a gasket on here too that you have to be real careful not to tear when you remove it. Because I don't know if there's replacement gaskets on the market for these. Usually, if your carburetor goes bad, you can't rebuild these types. You have to just go ahead and buy a new carburetor. So, taking this into the shop. See, now this piece here comes apart. Small gasket on the back. You have to remember exactly how that came, and we'll have to clean that out separately. It cost, first I had a friend of mine at work look at this. He's real good with small engines. And he couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. He said most likely it was a carburetor. So I brought it home, and he tested for spark and combustion, and it had spark and combustion, so, not combustion, but compression is the word I'm looking for. So I figured the only thing left would be the level of difficulty. This isn't too hard, guys. If you like tinkering around with stuff out in your garage down in Georgia, USA, you just got to remember where you put your. If you're wondering why I'm sitting out on a cooler in the garage, my shed out back is a little small and the lighting's not that good there. So, you know, I'm sitting in my lawn chair and things are looking good. We want to pop this cap off, and there's your diaphragm right there, and also a gasket. And that's another area right there that needs to be cleaned out. So let's get our tools out of the way. This should only take you about 1 or 2 beers to complete, guys. I'm drinking coffee tonight from Hawaii that the Hapster sent me. Cool channel, guys, if you get a chance. They're down there in Hawaii, out there in Hawaii, over there. They got a nice channel. They sent us a gift package the other day. That was one of the items in there. So go ahead and move this out of the way. You want to take the regular old O'Reilly carburetor cleaner and you want to start spraying off your sparks. Probably should wear rubber gloves, but I live in danger, guys. Gotta remember how that went on there, guys. Okay? There's some holes in there too. They gotta keep that down in there, but try not to splash it back up in your face. Let that sit and penetrate for a little while. And get you a nice clean cloth. And wipe everything off really good and let her dry.
Hi guys.
That's my assistant.
I went out back. I think I saw a poison ivy out there.
I was out back in the yard there with the snakes and whatnot.
I think I saw a poison ivy.
For those of you who don't know what poison ivy is, it's a bush here. You have poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac. And if it's got oils on it.
That's sumac?
Yeah. And if you comes in contact with your skin, it will cause a severe blistery rash. And a lot of times it requires a doctor's visit. So we're gonna go ahead and put this back together, guys. And
Sticky.
think we can
No, I'm feeling giddy. I think that's poison ivy.
get these things lined back up where they're supposed to. Kind of tough to get these holes lined back up and all. Okay, guys, we got it all back together now, nice and cleaned up and whatnot, and we'll go ahead and put it back onto the engine. First thing that you want to do is hook your throttle cable back up, because it's easier to do while it's off the machine than it is when it's on the machine. You want to get your air filter assembly. You have to line it up. You have to take a little look, see what's going on. Sometimes it's tricky. It's kind of tricky to get it lined up. Don't forget to reconnect your fuel lines. Green on top, black on bottom. B for bottom, B for black. Tighten your gas cap back on. And next thing you know, we're going to fire her up to see if she's working. Well, guys, it looks like we're back in business. Well, guys, it looks like we're back in business. Ready to go out back into the yard and do some yard work. Saved a few dollars tonight by tinkering out with myself. If y'all have any questions that you might want to ask, just feel free to ask them in the comments section. Joe and Jesse down in Georgia. Y'all take care.